Here's what nobody tells you about attraction. The harder you try to make her want you, the faster her interest disappears. And I know that sounds backwards, but by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why that happens. And more importantly, you'll know the one psychological shift that can turn complete indifference into genuine curiosity. Look, I'm going to be straight with you. Most guys approach attraction like it's a math equation. They think if they just add up enough compliments, enough attention, enough nice guy behavior, eventually she'll feel something. But here's what actually happens. The more you try, the less she cares. And it's not because she's cruel or playing games. It's because you're fundamentally misunderstanding where desire actually begins. See, attraction isn't logical. It's not something you can persuade someone into feeling. It's not something you earn through perfect behavior or saying all the right things. Attraction is psychological. And the psychology behind it? It's the complete opposite of what most men have been taught. So if you've ever felt invisible to a woman you liked or watched her choose someone who seemed to put in way less effort than you, this video is going to explain exactly why that happened. And more importantly, how to make sure it never happens again. Before we go any further, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button right now. Here's why. This channel isn't about pickup lines or manipulation tactics. It's about understanding the real psychology that drives human attraction. And if you're tired of guessing and ready to actually understand what works, you're in the right place. All right, let's dive in. Let me paint you a picture. You're talking to a woman you're attracted to, and without even realizing it, your entire behavior starts to shift. You start over-explaining things that don't need explanation. You soften your opinions because you don't want to disagree with her. When there's a moment of silence, you rush to fill it with something, anything, because the quiet feels uncomfortable. You give more compliments than the situation calls for. You laugh a little harder at her jokes than you normally would. Now, none of this feels dramatic when you're doing it. In fact, most guys don't even notice they're doing it. But here's what's happening at a psychological level. You're communicating, I need your approval to feel okay about myself. And desire? Desire doesn't respond to that energy at all. Think about the people in your own life who you respect the most. Are they constantly seeking your validation? Are they changing who they are based on your reactions? No. The people you respect most are the ones who remain themselves regardless of how you respond. The same principle applies to attraction. When you're trying to be liked, you become predictable. And the human brain is wired to tune out predictability. It's safe, yes. It's comfortable, absolutely. But it's also invisible. Your brain doesn't waste energy focusing on things it's already figured out. And when a woman can predict everything you're going to say and do, when she knows you'll always agree, always be available, always seek her approval, there's nothing left for her mind to wonder about. No mystery, no tension, no desire. Now here's where things get really interesting. The moment you stop trying to win her approval, something fundamental shifts in your entire presence. Let me explain what I mean by that. When you're self-contained, meaning your emotional state doesn't depend on her reaction, your behavior changes in subtle but powerful ways. First, you speak more slowly. There's no rush. You're not anxious about what comes next because you're not performing. You're just communicating. Second, you become way more selective with your words. You don't fill every gap in conversation. You let pauses exist. And this might feel uncomfortable at first because we've been conditioned to think silence is awkward. But silence is only awkward when you're seeking approval. When you're self-contained, silence is just space. Third, you don't immediately jump to correct misunderstandings. If she misinterprets something you said, you don't panic and rush to clarify. You let it sit. You trust that clarity will come naturally if it's meant to. And fourth, you don't try to recover from awkward moments. If something lands weird, you don't apologize or backtrack. You just keep moving forward. Now, this isn't a tactic. This isn't something you fake. This is what naturally happens when your emotional center genuinely isn't dependent on her reaction. And here's the key. When she senses this, when she realizes that your mood, your confidence, your entire energy isn't rising or falling based on how she responds, her brain does something interesting. It starts asking questions. Why isn't he reacting the way most guys do? Why doesn't he seem affected by my responses? What's going on with him? That internal questioning, that wondering, that's the beginning of curiosity. And curiosity is the doorway to desire. Quick pause here. If this is making sense so far, go ahead and smash that like button. It helps this video reach other guys who need to hear this. And drop a comment below telling me if you've ever noticed this dynamic playing out in your own life. I actually read every comment. All right, let's keep going. Here's a paradox that drives most men crazy. The guys who seem to put in the least effort often get the most interest. You've probably seen this yourself. Maybe there's a guy in your social circle who doesn't chase women, doesn't blow up their phones with texts, doesn't try particularly hard to impress anyone. And yet women are drawn to him. Meanwhile, you're putting in all this effort, being thoughtful, being available, being the good guy, and you're getting nowhere. So what's happening here? It's simple. Those guys aren't over-investing before there's any reason to. See, investment should be mutual. It should grow naturally over time as two people discover they actually resonate with each other. But most men invest heavily from day one. They're all in before she's even shown genuine interest. And psychologically, that creates an imbalance. When you're investing more than she is, you're communicating something without saying a word. I value you more than I value myself. Now, you might think that sounds romantic or devoted, but it's not attractive because attraction requires a certain level of challenge, not game playing, not manipulation, but genuine challenge, the sense that this person has standards, has self-respect, and isn't just going to be available for anyone who shows up. When you're present without being attached, interested without being desperate, engaged without being needy, that balance creates psychological tension. And tension is magnetic. It pulls attention out of indifference and into awareness. It makes her start paying attention in a way she wasn't before. This is why self-respect is so crucial. When you respect yourself, you don't negotiate your worth through performance. You don't try to convince someone of your value. You simply embody it. And you let people decide if they want to be part of your world or not. When you stop trying to be liked, something else happens that most guys never realize. You stop placing her on a pedestal. Think about it. When you're seeking approval, you've psychologically positioned her above you. She's the judge. You're the one being evaluated. She decides if you're good enough. But when you shift into self-containment, you meet her as an equal. You're not above her. You're not below her. You're simply two people deciding if there's alignment. And that completely transforms the dynamic. Instead of, how do I get her to want me? The internal question becomes, do we actually connect? Is this worth my time and energy? Can you feel the difference in those two questions? One is desperate, the other is discerning. And women can feel that difference instantly, even if it's not conscious, even if she can't put it into words. She senses when a man is choosing rather than chasing, and that shift alone can completely change how she perceives you. Now let's talk about something most people have never even heard of, but it's absolutely essential to creating real attraction: emotional polarity. Most guys try to generate attraction by adding more attention, more availability, more reassurance, more compliments. But desire doesn't wake up from excess. It wakes up from contrast. Polarity is the difference between two energies, one that's grounded and centered, one that's expressive and fluid. When both people are occupying the same emotional space, attraction flattens. There's nothing to move toward. But when your energy remains calm and self-contained, while hers shifts, responds, and expresses, a dynamic forms that feels alive. Let me give you an example. Imagine she's had a stressful day and she's venting about something that happened at work. Most guys will immediately match her emotional state. If she's anxious, they become anxious. If she's frustrated, they get frustrated too. They think they're being supportive, but what they're actually doing is collapsing the polarity. Now contrast that with a man who stays grounded. He listens, he's present, he's empathetic. But his emotional state doesn't shift into chaos just because hers did. He remains steady. What does this create? Safety and stimulation at the same time. Her nervous system relaxes because she's in the presence of someone who's not reactive. But her mind stays alert because there's something about his energy that's different from hers. That combination is rare. And rare is attractive. This is what people mean when they say, I don't know why, but I just feel something around him. They're not describing chemistry in some magical sense. They're describing polarity. Now, here's where most men sabotage themselves. The moment they sense distance or uncertainty from her, they panic. They rush to close the gap emotionally. They start explaining themselves. They try to fix her mood. They chase clarity, and in doing so, they collapse the polarity completely. They move from grounded presence into emotional neediness. And when there's no difference in energy, there's no spark. Polarity requires discipline, not suppression of emotion. You're not being cold or robotic, but you're not mirroring every emotion you encounter either. You stay centered, you let her feel without trying to manage it. All right, real quick, if you're getting value from this, make sure you're subscribed to this channel and hit that notification bell. We drop videos every week breaking down the psychology of attraction, confidence, and masculine energy. Don't miss out. Now let's finish strong. Here's where a lot of guys give away their power without even realizing it. They offer their attention indiscriminately. They respond to every text immediately. They're always available for a phone call. They invest heavily before there's any mutual interest. They stay engaged even when they're being treated poorly or ignored. And look, I get it. You think you're being a good guy. You think you're showing her you care. But here's what's actually being communicated. My time and energy don't require any discernment. They're available to anyone, regardless of how I'm treated. Psychologically, what's given freely without evaluation is rarely valued. But when you become selective, not in a manipulative way, but in a self-respecting way, the dynamic completely shifts. You observe before you engage deeply. You respond, but you don't chase. You let interest reveal itself naturally through her actions, not just her words. This isn't about playing hard to get. It's about being hard to get. There's a difference. Playing hard to get is a tactic. Being hard to get is a standard. When you're selective, you're no longer positioning yourself as the one seeking approval. You become the one assessing whether there's alignment, and that shift alone transforms how you're perceived. From a psychological standpoint, humans are wired to value what feels earned. Not because we're shallow, but because effort signals meaning. When a woman senses that your attention isn't automatic, that it's directed rather than reactive, she becomes more present. She listens more closely. She invests emotionally, not because she's being manipulated, but because the interaction now carries weight. And here's the beautiful part. This doesn't require you to be cold or distant. You can still be warm, you can still be kind, but warmth without boundaries feels disposable. Warmth with selectivity feels intentional. You're kind, but not overgiving. Interested, but not overinvested. Open, but not chasing. That balance communicates self-worth without ever needing to announce it. There's also something powerful that happens internally when you adopt this mindset. You stop tying your confidence to outcomes. Whether she chooses you or not no longer defines your value. And that emotional independence, it's deeply attractive because it signals abundance, not abundance of options necessarily. You don't need to be dating 10 women to have this energy. It's abundance of self-worth. You're not trying to win, you're deciding. You're evaluating whether this is the right fit for your life. And even if she wasn't interested at first, this shift can completely change the emotional landscape. See, indifference often comes from feeling no consequence. When your attention has weight, your absence becomes noticeable, not in a dramatic attention-seeking way, but in a quiet, reflective way. She starts to wonder, wait, why isn't he texting me like he used to? Why did his energy change? Did I do something wrong? And that wondering, that's the doorway desire walks through. Now, here's something crucial I need you to understand. Selectivity isn't a tactic you switch on when you want a specific result. It's not something you perform to get a reaction and then drop once you have her attention. That's manipulation, and women can smell that from a mile away. Real selectivity is a reflection of how you move through the entire world. You value your time, you honor your standards. You choose situations, friendships, relationships, and people that align with who you are. And when that's real, when it's genuinely how you operate, it's felt immediately. There's an authenticity to it that can't be faked. Attraction doesn't come from being endlessly available to everyone. It comes from being present with intention, from offering connection as a conscious choice, not a desperate default. So let me bring this all together. If you take nothing else from this video, remember this. Desire doesn't begin when you prove your value. It begins when you stop trying to convince anyone of it and simply live from it. The moment you no longer need to be chosen is often the moment you finally are. This isn't some motivational fluff. This is the psychological reality of how attraction actually works. When you're self-contained, when you create polarity, when you're selective with your energy, You stop being invisible, you stop being predictable, and you start becoming someone who sparks genuine curiosity and desire. You don't chase attraction anymore, you become the environment where it naturally arises. Final CTA, 12 minutes. If this video changed how you think about attraction, make sure you're subscribed to this channel, hit that like button, and leave a comment below telling me what your biggest takeaway was. I read every single one, and I'll reply to as many as I can. If you want to go even deeper, check out the video I'm linking up here and in the description. It's the perfect next step after this one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.